What's up guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be taking you guys through a couple different things you might want to know about my training, my nutrition, what supplements I take. The main part of today's video is a voiceover for my back workout. This is one of two of my back workouts that I do throughout a 2-week split. And basically I'm going to be taking you guys through the cues that I think about every single movement I do to get the most out of my session, down to the little things like how long I rest for and how to engage your back in important movements. First of all, I want to take you guys through a little bit to do with my nutrition and what supplements I use. I want to show you guys what I take, why I take them, and why maybe you should implement them into your own training and your own supplement arsenal. So you can see behind me, all the products I use are from a company called EHP Labs. I wanted to work with a company where I could test the products for months on end before I even thought about signing with them. And EHP Labs gave me a chance to do that. So now I want to show you guys the supplements that I use that I personally think have really changed and enhanced my fitness journey. Starting with number one, which I think a lot of people could definitely use more in their life, is protein powder. But hands down, the best tasting protein I've ever used is their Oxyway, specifically their banana popsicle flavor. If you're Australian and you know Paddle Pops, this tastes identical to the banana flavor. It's exactly what they've modeled it off. You guys can see here. But this thing is unreal. 25 grams of protein, 130 calories. Unfortunately, the banana is sold out because everybody wants it. It's so good, but the vanilla's amazing. The chocolate's amazing. The second thing I want to show you guys is my pre-workout stack. I use two products, Pride by EHP Labs and OxyShred. 150 milligrams of caffeine for one scoop, and then I pair that with one scoop of Pride. Pride is more their go-to pre-workout for harder sessions, bigger sessions. And again, for good reason. It does exactly what you want it to do. The pumps are sick, the caffeine is perfect, you get no crash. But what I do for pre-workout is I have a scoop of both because I like getting a really good sweat on during my workouts. OxyShred helps me do that. But then I still want the pump ingredients and a little bit of the focus ingredients, which Pride has. So when I have these for pre-workout, I also mix in one more supplement, which I'll show you guys now. Creatine is the number one studied supplement in the entire fitness scene. If you're not taking creatine, then I don't know what you're doing. It's cheap, it's effective, it's tested, it's still natural. A lot of people think it's not natural. It is 100% natural. It's also pharmaceutical grade EHP Labs, which a lot of the creatines out there aren't. So you just know you're getting good stuff. It blends well, dissolves easy. It's just a great overall product. This is probably the number one thing I would say to buy if you don't know what to get. These last two supplements are more for health. Even if I didn't go to the gym and didn't lift, I would still take these supplements. Oxy Reds and Oxy Greens. So basically the reds are your red superfoods and the greens are your daily super greens. A massive shout out to EHP Labs for making this all possible. It's a bit of a dream brand for me to work with, especially in Australia, when a lot of supplement companies just aren't up there with the ones in the US and the UK. EHP Labs blows out the park. If you guys want to try any of these supplements, there's some sick bundles on the website that get you a massive discount, and code Kalani, right there, Kalani. You get 10% off and amazing supplements. Anyways, Tom is blowing up my phone right now because he's sitting out the front of my house waiting for me. We're gonna go hit a back session and I'm gonna film it, take you guys through everything I do. So next thing you'll hear is me on the voiceover. See ya.
What's up guys, VoiceOver Kalani here. I know you're probably sick of hearing my voice, but you're gonna have to deal with it for a little bit longer because I'm gonna be showing you guys one of the workouts I've done for years now that has grown my back significantly. This is day 2 of my current training split and I'll get around to showing you guys what my other back day looks like. But for the meantime, this is exercise number 1. We have bent over barbell rows, an absolute staple exercise that I absolutely love. It just feels super old school and raw. I usually perform 2 to 3 warm-up sets, sometimes even 4 before my top sets, which is what you see me doing now. For my warm-up sets, I used to rest between them. However, I did some study recently and came to realize you really don't need to rest on warm-up sets at all, considering that you shouldn't be going anywhere near failure or causing fatigue in the muscles. We're just trying to get blood into the targeted muscle group. For most compounds, I work in the 6 to 10 rep range, and for today's exercise, I did 2 sets of 8 to 10. What that means is that I want to hit failure in the designated rep range, aiming for 10 reps, however being happy to fall short as long as I get 8 or 9 for both my sets. Some things I think about while doing a barbell row is, number 1 and most importantly, keeping a neutral spine. You'll see I slowly drop down to the movement here and my spine really doesn't move from that neutral position for the entire set. Also making sure that my elbows are coming straight up and pinching my rhomboids and my lats together. Overall a great movement. Just make sure you use tempo, hit it right, and don't rush it. Also pick a weight that you're not just throwing around. As you see, my form stays pretty strict up until those last 2 reps. Okay, this is a great movement. I've incorporated this a lot recently and it feels insane. Close grip pull down, 2 sets of the 8 to 10 rep range. Again, if you really struggle to feel your back on movements and kind of get that mind muscle connection, give this a go, because the bar path, or the range of the path of motion, whatever you call it, feels insane. This is just me taking off my pump cover. Look at that juicy pump. I have no friends. But anyways, see how I'm bringing it down first into my lats and then pinching at the bottom, bringing it back. That's the kind of range of motion and path of movement that you want for this exercise. Feels absolutely insane. This is just an absolute burner as well. Really good pumps come out of this. I also like to sit really far back on the seat. As you can see, the pad is right to the tip of my knees. That's just so I can really pull down and back first. For the barbell bent over rows, the muscles we were trying to hit mostly were the rhomboids, the traps, the rear delts. Obviously we still did hit a bit of lats, but this movement is a bit more isolated for the latissimus dorsi, or the lats. The main 2 big muscles on either side. Also, here's just a quick plug to my Spotify playlist, Summer Dial. Updating that daily right now, so check it out if you want some bangers. But here's my last top set. Again, you're going to see the pauses. You're going to see that even though I'm fatigued as hell at this point, I'm still keeping my form strict. Slow eccentrics, slow negatives, pinching at the bottom and keeping that pause incorporated. At this point, I was absolutely dying. I can't even speak. I was absolutely dying. Also, when I hit a target rep range, so if I say I want to hit 8 to 10, I want to hit 8 to 10. And sometimes if I don't hit that rep range, maybe I'm too fatigued, maybe I'm just not feeling as strong. This is when you would incorporate something called a drop set. I see a lot of beginners using drop sets all the time, and you just don't want to overuse them and abuse them. But as you see there, I adjusted the weight, dropped it to about half of what it was, and I pump out here the last 3 to 4 reps that I wanted in the first set. That's pretty much what I use a drop set for, and I wouldn't use it for any other instance really, except for if I don't hit my target rep range. Moving straight on from the close grip pull down, we've got a wide lat pull down. The standard one, 2 sets of 10 on this. Basically, this is just a more isolated movement for your lats in scientific terms, because the lats move in a lateral plane. Isn't that funny? And when your arms are wider and you're more spread out and your lats are flared, technically according to the book, if you're pulling down into that motion, you're hitting your lats. Or so they say. No, but this movement does feel amazing if you can hit it right. I know a lot of people struggle to engage their lats properly. So a couple tips I think about in this is, like the close grip pull down, keeping your tempo slow, incorporating a slight pause. Sometimes when it gets a bit heavier, like now, you can see I do swing it a little bit and I take out that pause, but that's just progression as I lift, because I'm still feeling these reps right in my lats and it's burning. So if you can feel your reps and you can really target your lats, then you can afford to go a little bit heavier and a little bit more aggressive. But if you're struggling to feel your lats, try and incorporate that pause and try to incorporate a slower tempo until you can really feel that squeeze. You would have just seen me drop set it as well, similar to the close grip pull down. I didn't hit my target rep range, so I just drop setted it and got a last few reps out. No issues with that. Moving on to our last movement now, we have a machine low row. I've been loving these recently. I used to struggle to feel them in my back, but I've really mastered the setup. You can see I'm bracing against the other pad or the other handle. I've got my legs split, so my off leg further forward, and then the same leg as the hand that's pulling, I have it bent in a lunge position. I kind of stopped doing my reps here because someone was trying to move my camera. No issues with that. I just said 20 seconds please. But I pumped out these last few reps, taking it to failure just like every other set. Honestly, I probably could have gone another 1 to 2 reps out in this set, but you know what, even as an advanced lifter, I still sometimes give up early, and that's progression, that's learning. But that's why I want to sit here and tell you guys, take your top sets to failure. If you want the most out of your sessions, you want to see the most growth, The studies back it that going to failure, or at least 1 rep from failure, equals more growth and more stimulus on the muscles. One thing I want you guys to notice though is that I'm really letting my lat roll forward and then I'm pinching tightly, but I'm not pulling my shoulder blades back, if that makes sense. You can see it on a good angle right here. I'm more driving my elbow through and letting my lat follow. The movement's a little bit difficult to kind of get a understanding of, but once you really feel it, you're gonna feel it. Also, these handles, because they're a little bit wider, they're on a bit of an angled grip. I really focus on pulling my elbow into my body rather than out, away from my body. And this just helps engage my lats. But honestly, this is pretty much the gist of the back day. It's simple, it's easy. You just gotta do it a few times to really feel out the movements. But don't overcomplicate your back training. People throw in all these weird scientific movements, and I'm not here to say they don't work. I'm sure they have their place. But sometimes sticking to the basics, getting those down pat, learning the movements is the best way to initiate growth. So try this out, incorporate it into your current split, and I promise you're not going to see anything but results. If you guys enjoyed this style of video, please let me know in the comments and I can make some more for other muscle groups and other workouts. But please like, comment, subscribe, it helps me out a lot, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. I'll see you guys next time.
When I had that gym, that gym, it taught me a discipline, it taught me sacrifice, and it just taught me how to trust my decisions.
My girlfriend, Corinne, left me for my training partner. It devastated me. It rocked my world. It hurt me so bad. I went to the gym and my ex-training partner